Okay, guys, we got Fabio on the line.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, Fabio, how you doing? It's Rich from
Good,
Rich
good,
Live.
thanks. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you, Fabio. We are live right now on YouTube.
Okay, awesome. Hi, everyone. Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
so super excited to speak to you today. And the stock is doing well. Congratulations. Stock's having a nice day.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
believe
Thank you
that
very much.
44 cents in Canada right now, up 12%. And I believe it's at 33 cents, up 10% in America. So PHRM is the symbol, guys, in Canada. PHRRF is the symbol in America for anybody who's watching. Fabio, I have a couple questions for you. Are you ready?
Sure, go ahead. Yeah, absolutely. Fire
Awesome.
away.
So Fabio, first and foremost, can you tell us about PharmaTher Inc. and how it has evolved from when you founded the company?
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, Iman, thank you for having this interview, and to your audience, thank you for joining and listening in about PharmaTher and its exciting developments in the psychedelics pharmaceutical space. So I'll just go a little bit about background on the company. I founded PharmaTher, and PharmaTher is focused on the next generation transdermal delivery of psychedelic pharmaceuticals with a specific focus on ketamine to treat mental health, neurological, and pain disorders. Our patent portfolio consists of 19 patents and patent applications that cover the uses of ketamine, psilocybin, and then the unique formulations of ketamine that is ready for clinical trial, and as well as a proprietary microneedle delivery patch or technology to deliver these psychedelic pharmaceuticals. So for instance, our microneedle patch, which would be applied to, say, your arm for a safe and effective delivery of these psychedelics. And the problem today, which we're trying to solve, is that all psychedelic therapies comes in several delivery forms, such as nasal spray, intravenous injection, or even oral ingestion, such as psilocybin, the actual mushroom, as an edible. Now, as in the case of psilocybin or ketamine, a patient would need to be treated, say, in a hospital or clinic under supervision of, say, 1 or 2 healthcare providers for several hours, and even up to even 8 hours per session, to monitor any of the side effects that these drugs would have, such as hallucination, nausea, amnesia, and whatnot, just to make sure that they're okay. Our approach is to deliver these psychedelic pharmaceuticals, such as ketamine, in a microneedle patch, and actually a prototype, you can even view it on our website or on our investor deck or corporate deck, that is formulated in a way to significantly reduce the side effects, what we call the psychomimetic effects of these drugs, such as hallucination, amnesia, nausea, thus allowing the patient to treat their mental health, such as depression, safely and conveniently at home at their leisure, with a way of having it being effective.
Wow, that's great. Sounds like
yeah,
you guys
so
are
really,
something huge.
Yeah, absolutely. Like in essence, our goal is to change the way psychedelics are used to treat these unmet medical needs, with our particular focus, which are lead programs in Parkinson's disease and depression.
Wow. Now, you mentioned it a little bit. What are your main focuses on PharmaTher Inc. for the first half of 2021 and some of the milestones the company has set to achieve?
Yeah, seeing that we're a focused psychedelic biotech company, we are aiming to initiate 2 FDA phase 2 human clinical trials with ketamine in the treatment of Parkinson's disease, as well as in depression. And also further, we're going to have research results and progress of our microneedle patch for a number of these psychedelic pharmaceuticals for actually the microdosing program that we have for psilocybin, DMT, MDMA, even LSD, and combinations thereof. And what's also significant, which is important to companies, that we're actually selling our psilocybin part of our program, which we actually founded, that's what the company's originally founded on, to Revive Therapeutics, and we can discuss that later on if you'd like, that will provide non-dilutive funding for the company to advance its clinical development with ketamine and its microdosing strategy, all under the umbrella of our microneedle delivery technology. So it's really exciting for us over the next 6 months.
Yeah, this is great. And it's funny because I found about your company through one of our members. One of our members, like, you got to put this company on your watch list. I had never heard of your company before. A lot of our members are hearing about it now for the first time. And a lot of our members, when I started talking about the fact that we were going to interview this morning, started to buy it.
Oh,
they just started to buy it. So they started getting it at 40 cents, 41 cents, 42 cents. They're already up. And it's exciting to hear from you directly so that they get a better idea of where the company's going. So in knowing that, the psychedelic space is growing every day very quickly. We've seen Mind Medicine 10x. And I was one of the first ones ever to interview Mind Medicine when they were at 30 cents. And they went through this little dull period for like about 6 months where they didn't do anything. And then out of nowhere, it went from 30 cents to $4. That's the stock market. I try to explain this to people. I was like,
Right.
you know, whenever stocks don't go up, there's this thing, and I joke about it, but it's really real. It's like when stocks are going down, people are panicking, but that's really the best time to buy. And when stocks are up, people are beating their chest, talking about how great they are. That's the best time to sell. It's so hard to teach people to think that way because everybody does the opposite.
Right.
People are in like people, and this is why I have a trading club. People chase green. What I do is I teach them to chase the red because that's how you buy something on sale. It's the same thing that Warren Buffett does. Like when Warren Buffett buys a stock, he doesn't chase it at all-time highs. He buys them when they're really beaten down. A lot of people forget when Goldman Sachs, during the last major correction in 2008, was in major trouble, Warren Buffett wrote a huge check for $500 million when they were dirt cheap. He's made billions of dollars on that one investment. That's how investors make money. You buy low, you wait, allow the company to grow, mature, build revenue, and when the company's had a major catalyst and they explode, that's when we tell our members, take profits. This is a great trading strategy, but for some reason, so many people do it backwards. Now, the psychedelic space, like we said, has been growing every day. New companies are starting to emerge. Can you tell us what sets PharmaTher Inc. apart from the rest? There's so many mind medicines out there. Everyone wants a piece of this sector. What makes you guys unique?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, there are a number of psychedelic companies that are focused on either producing their own drugs, such as psilocybin, in their, whether it be, say, a biosynthetic way or the other proprietary processes, so they can be able to conduct their own research with their own supply, if you will, and also supply the market, whether it's the clinical research or even for the market itself when they say the regulations become more friendly or deregulated, if you will. So you have that kind of bucket of companies there. And then you have these other bucket of companies that have the physical asset strategy where they're opening or expanding these psychedelic-based clinics, such as ketamine clinics and whatnot, whether they're opening new ones or doing some sort of roll-up strategy. Then you have that kind of bucket of companies. And both strategies are fantastic for the industry, and they serve the gaps of the market today. And I'm a fan of all those types of companies that are trying to do something in this space, because we all have this common goal, is to, you know, bring psychedelic pharmaceuticals to the forefront, because let's face it, current treatments are not working. But however, in my opinion, you know, and maybe it's just being biased because I come from a biotech background, is that I believe the largest market opportunity is being a pure play biotech pharma that's focused on developing psychedelic pharmaceuticals for FDA approval. So like the largest player in the space, such as MindMed, such as Compass Pathway, so MindMed with their LSD and even MDMA and combinations thereof, Compass Pathway with their psilocybin, all going directly to the FDA approval. Then you have J&J, a monster pharmaceutical company that recently had their esketamine nasal spray for treatment of depression. All that biotech pharmaceutical based strategy, and including in the mix is us, you know, with our focus on advancing these psychedelic pharmaceuticals as a prescription for FDA approvals. So we have, for instance, our own ketamine formulation, which is a combination, and an IP in finding novel uses and delivering these psychedelics in a unique way that is safe, pain-free, as well as convenient, so that can be taken at home. So specifically, our focus is commercialized a novel formulation of ketamine in a proprietary needle patch that would offer this safe and effective, convenient, and as well as compliant way to treat mental health, such as depression or PTSD, neurological disorders such as Parkinson's disease, and even pain, such as neuropathic or even post-operative, say after surgery, without the need for restricted oversight, though, by a healthcare professional, say at a hospital or clinic. So again, we going back to our thesis or our mission, if you will, is that we're changing the way how psychedelics are being used to treat these significant unmet medical needs with these psychedelic pharmaceuticals. So that's how we kind of differentiate ourselves in this whole arena of players in this space.
That's great. Now, you mentioned a little bit earlier in the interview that you guys are partnering with Revive Therapeutics. Can you please go through the partnership with us and how it benefits the company?
Yeah, so as you know, PharmaTher, as discussed, we made a decision to focus our resources in commercializing ketamine for Parkinson's and depression, all other types of, say, mental health disorders. We literally have, I call it a pipeline in a patch, if you will. So that ketamine microneedle patch can be used for a number of these indications, and which, of course, are all multi-billion-dollar market opportunities, and they have significant unmet medical needs. Treatments right now do not work. So since our inception, though, we were focused on developing unique or novel uses of psilocybin for specifically in neurological disorders such as stroke and traumatic brain injury, as well as we even filed patents on psilocybin to be used for certain cancer indications as an adjunct to current cancer treatments. And in addition, we also have IP that's a combination of psilocybin with other FDA-approved drugs that could potentially be used for neurological diseases. Now, seeing that Revive is building a one-of-a-kind psilocybin program, and so more specifically with not only for psychedelics but psilocybin itself, with their development of an oral thin or like that Listerine type thin film product in a psilocybin, and they're developing with the University of Wisconsin, as well as they're developing their own biosynthetic version of psilocybin in partnership with North Carolina State University. And they're also doing a clinical study for psilocybin for the treatment of methamphetamine use disorders, and that's being done at the University of Wisconsin. So they have this kind of like really broad or specialized, I should say, psilocybin program. And the decision, if you say, to park our psilocybin development with Revive and leverage their infrastructure is a no-brainer and win-win outcome for both companies. So it made sense to kind of really leverage that asset, take it to the next level in a home, if you will, that has a focus where we can focus on our core, which is delivering ketamine for all these other indications.
Now, it's vital when you're looking into a company that the company has a strong management team. Can you tell us a little bit about the PharmaTher team and what each member and the key members bring to the table?
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right, because it's the ability to execute at the end of the day, right? And one of the things that we've done fairly well, I would say, is that we've, over the last 6 months, built up a pipeline, not only clinical developments with ketamine and other psychedelics, but also the licenses that we have for the IP for delivering them, the uses of them, as well as formulations, right? And that takes management to do with experience. So even for myself, I have 20 years experience in the biotech field, specifically with clinical stage companies that are focused on novel drug delivery and drug repurposing of drugs for FDA approval. And I spent my career in senior business development, so such as executing license agreements, partnerships, strategic alliances, and whatnot. And I was the founder of several biotech companies. Now, our R&D director, Dr. Owen Van Canebra, he brings a wealth of R&D experience for drugs with pharmaceutical companies, experience as a research scientist with Eli Lilly Canada. Our scientific and clinical advisory board is very strong, and it actually continues to grow too, with Dr. Robert Hauser from South Florida University, as well as Dr. Alberto Espy from University of Cincinnati. Both are leaders in the field of Parkinson's disease and have significant experience in the clinical studies and drug approvals for Parkinson's. We also have Dr. Joga, who is a former FDA director and that participated in the drug approval process within the institution. Dr. Bev Inklington, who's a director of our PharmaTher. He's the chief scientific officer for a company called Ironshore Pharma, which was recently been granted FDA approval for a drug for ADHD. So our board is also consists of drug development, capital markets expertise, and business development. And we're continuing, as our company is growing, as you can see with the recent news developments and whatnot, we are adding core competencies in drug and clinical development areas, as well as now we're in the process of building our advisory team for our depression program, which is very unique.
Wow, you guys are really building a strong team. And for our community, one of the key ingredients to finding a successful company is share structure. It is vital for us. We love tight float stocks. It's one of the reasons we wanted to have you on our show. You guys have a very tight float. Can you talk a little bit about your share structure and how much is held by insiders and institutions?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have a good structure. Our insiders own nearly 25% of outstanding shares.
Wow.
Institution, I would say probably another 25 to even 40%. And then we have, we have approximately 65 million shares outstanding, 80 million fully diluted. Our market cap is roughly, I think, like 30 million, which pales in comparison to other psychedelic pubcos, if you will, with valuations of 250 million, even up to 2 billion Canadian market cap. So, but really in reality, not many investors know about us because, we really put our head down and focus on expanding our product pipeline, building out our intellectual property portfolio, which consists of 19 patents and patent applications that all encompasses our microneedle delivery technology. And then, we have licenses from technology that originated from UCLA, Queen's University, Belfast, also ketamine for Parkinson's from the University of Arizona, also our combination formulation from the NHRI. So, with this validated IP, if you will, in a clear path for drug development, we're very unique to the field, and we're young in the sense of because we've kept our head down, not really been exposed. In fact, this is my first live interview since our inception, so I felt like this is a great time for us. We've hit some milestones, so it's a good time for investors to learn about our story because we are in the cusp of our value being recognized, and I'm just totally happy to share our story with you and your audience.
Well, our audience is worldwide, so you are going to get people calling you. I promise you that.
Okay.
And
Great.
you will have some new potential investors, and you will have some new potential business partners from this video because we have about 100 countries that will tune into this video.
Oh, awesome.
If an investor wanted to get in contact with you, or a shareholder, joint venture partner, anyone, what's the best way for them to reach you, Fabio?
Yeah, sure. Like I just wanted to build up on something that we're going on. Like, with our low, I guess you could say ultra low valuation compared to our peers, we are changing the way how psychedelic pharmaceuticals are being used through our microneedle delivery patch and our unique ketamine formulation that will hopefully revolutionize, if you will, how mental health, neurological, and pain disorders are treated. We have a robust FDA clinical product pipeline. Soon, we're going to have 2 FDA programs going to phase 2 clinical studies. We have a broad patent portfolio, which I mentioned, making us one of the few companies to have a collection of these, I guess you could say, psychedelic assets to lead the psychedelic renaissance that we seem to be in. And again, with our prolific team and our value proposition is only now starting to get some recognition with your audience worldwide. And with our focus of getting our word out there to the psychedelic and investment community, I see tremendous upside potential for PharmaTher and its shareholders. So I encourage anyone who's listening or down the road, whatnot, is to visit our website at pharmather.com. I'm sure you'll have that on your page as well, Iman. But you can also email me, call me, or email at info@pharmather.com. Our investors deck is available on our website, which lists out all the IP that we have. You can really do a deep dive on our company. It's not, you can understand what we're about, what we're trying to do, and how we back that up, not only from a patent situation, but from a clinical. You can really dive deep on the scientific rationale and even research that was done with our program. So, we look forward to updating our shareholders and our developments and milestones over the next several months. So, I thank you for your time and your interest in learning about PharmaTher, and hope to see you just join with us on this journey that we're trying to achieve to of our common goal of just bringing psychedelics on the forefront for mental health and neurological and pain disorders.
Oh, this is great. We specialize here at Rich TV Live of finding companies that are undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed, and we bring them to the world by doing what we're doing right now. Getting a chance to speak directly to the person who created the company, speaking to the founder, getting a chance to see your passion about the industry, getting a chance to understand the share structure, getting a chance to understand the management team, getting a chance to understand how to contact you. This is how we've built and worked with every client that we've worked with. And we've seen a lot of those clients go up 1,000%. And I don't see any reason why you also cannot be a huge success story in the next 6 to 12 months. Now, one thing I want to make sure everyone understands about Rich TV Live is that we are not licensed advisors. So always do your own due diligence. Always do your own research before you invest in anything that we talk about here at Rich TV Live. Go and speak to a financial advisor. Chances are when you speak to a financial advisor, they're going to say, oh, where'd you find this pick? I like it. I hear it every day, guys, because we literally have financial advisors joining our club because they want access to great companies like your company first. And that's really what we specialize in. We're not the people that panic when stocks are down. In fact, we're the ones that are the buyers when great companies are down. And then when stocks are up, like I said, we're not beating our chest, talking the world about how great we are. We're selling. And that's how we trade. And that's how I teach our investors to trade. And in doing that, we're able to build a lot of value for ourselves, create a lot of wealth as a community. And then when I bring the next undervalued pick to the community is in a cash position. So they're typically ready to buy. I don't have to tell them what to buy. Everybody decides based on the value of the company, what they want to buy and what they want to sell, and when they buy and when they sell. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that. Guys, remember, if you like this video, please smash the like button, comment down below, share the video everywhere, and subscribe. Fabio, thank you so much for joining us. We wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors. Our entire community will be watching you very closely. And if you ever have any other big breaking news, I'd love to invite you back on our show so we can talk about it live.
Absolutely. And I love to share our company as we evolve, and I'm always available for any type of interview that you want. So I appreciate your time and you learning about our company and your audience learning about our company and myself and what we're trying to achieve. Hopefully it resonates well. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to just reach out and just join us on this journey. So thank you very much for everyone's time, and have a great day.
Thank you, Fabio, for joining us. Everybody, PHRM in Canada, it's already up. PHRRF in America, also up today. If you're not winning, you're not watching. We bring you the winners, and we bring them to you first. Thank you, Fabio. Keep up the great work.
Awesome.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching.